So as we prepare for tonight's game, you will hear a lot of noise in the background, as we said, one of them being the Clinton High School Band, which is one of the finest bands, high school bands around. You see the Independence Tigers have won the toss, and they will elect to receive the football first time out the blocks. We'll try and recap real quick some numbers on Joe Harris for you. He's the main man, of course, and the Independence attack has been all season, has been all for the last 2 seasons, actually. He's rushed 219 times this season for 1,846 yards. That's the top mark in the state. He just beat out Jermaine Sharp of Washington Christian, who had 1,838. He beat him by 6 yards. And they put him in the game last week to make sure that he got it, which is a great tribute to the offensive line, to Joe Harris, and the coaching staff of the Independence Tigers for him to go ahead and be the state's rushing champion for 1992. Along the way, Harris has scored 32 touchdowns, and he's also had 7 two-point conversions. That's given him a grand total of 206 points. That makes him also the state's leading scorer. He's had some high-scoring games early on in the season. Back early in September, he put back-to-back games against Laranger and Kentwood of 34 points and 30 points. And also against Laranger and Kentwood, he's rushed for a combined total of 500 yards in 2 contests and averaging 250 yards per contest. 9 touchdowns in those 2 contests. But his biggest day of the season was a 33-carry, 292-yard, 4-touchdown performance against St. Helena Central. So as you see now, the crowd comes alive with anticipation of the first-round playoff game. Ball's teed up on the 40-yard line. It's going to be tough to get some numbers tonight. We were looking early at the light-colored numbers on the white jerseys, kind of not ideal for your play-by-play guys, but the onside kick is scooped up there very, very nicely. Pretty good move there by, no, it wasn't Cal Ripken, it was Danny Leitner, 6 foot, 223-pound offensive guard, so they don't have the hands team in, but the big offensive lineman does a fine job in coming up with the ball. Don't know if that's the ideal situation I would have done, or what the strategy was behind that, maybe to try and catch them off guard. But I don't think you want to give a team as high-powered offensively as Independence is the opening drive on their own 47-yard line. Luke Suarez, number 7, is your quarterback. The pitch goes wide. Joe Harris gets to the corner, turns it up. He's got 10 yards plus. Looks like about a 12-yard gain, 11-yard pickup. And you're going to see a lot of that tonight. Pretty good block on the play also by number 4, Marlon Johnson, stringing it out there. He's you know, Joe Harris will be the first one to tell you he's nothing without his front line, but sometimes you have to give credit to the downfield blocking of your receivers also. Also to your up back, who's Luke Pigno, is one guy who's going to be in your fullback tonight, and they all have contributed much to the success of Joe Harris. So that first down scamper, and gives us another first down on the 41-yard line. Joe Harris comes back right. He's hit, wrapped up, falls forward, and spun around.
By Dexter Davis.
Looked like number 51, Darrell Kane.
Second down and 8.
I'm not sure if John Davis wasn't also in on that tackle. But we were on the field early, and the field is kind of bare. It's been used and abused since August. Lots of practice, lots of football been played between the lines. The sidelines are much muddier than on the field, so there will be some slippery sides, but not up the middle as Harris rips off another 6.5, 7-yard gain. He goes right up the gut. It's one thing that Coach Charlie Baglio said before the game. He said, we're going to come right at him. We're not going to do anything fancy. We're not going to do anything to try and outsmart ourselves. We're going to go back and play some Independence Tiger football, which is use that massive offensive line to move the front defensive line and let Joe Harris pick his holes and do what he has to do. This is a key third down play. It's a third down and about 3 yards. And he may not get it on that play. He's going to be stopped a little bit short. Looked like number 53, Kentrell Keller, on the stop. And that's going to be almost a yard shy of the first down. So early on already, Clinton has somewhat stymied the drive. It's going to be a 4th down, a long 1 yard to go. Independence will go for it. And 5 will get you 1, 5 will get you 10. Let Joe Harris and your one-back set will get the ball. And the guard's going to pull. Harris is going to get to the line outside. And he gets the first down pretty easily after he turns it back upfield. The tackle was by number 51, Darrell Kane. He rode him out of bounds, but not before he could pick up the first down and sustain the drive. So Independent says it's 2 first downs already with 9:56 left in the first period. And Luke Suarez is at the controls. He's been pretty much the man at the controls since his fine performance in the Independence A meet game of a month ago. He still alternates with Derek Watson, but no one does much alternating with Joe Harris, who does a good cutback. Comes back into the line of scrimmage across the green, but does a flag in the area of a holding. And we'll see what the call is. They're asking the Clinton defensive captain if they will accept the penalty, and it will be holding against Independence. So that's going to back them up a little bit instead of a 1st and 10. Push him back to about a 1st and 20. I'm talking to Curtis Varnado before the game, and he feels like his team is about a year or 2 away from being where they want to be. He has 12 seniors on his squad, but he says that most of those seniors have never played before, and some of them are contributing in role players, but not the big roles that you often get out of some people who've been around 4 or 5 years, 3 or 4 years. His guys, someone playing for the first time. He's got a freshman, a couple of sophomores, 2 juniors, and most of his senior leadership comes from his defensive team. Back to pass. Suarez backs up. The man was covered. He's in control. He's rolling out of the pocket, and he's going to be sacked. A lot of pressure on the outside. Looked like number 21. I'm not sure. We don't have a 21. So it's an 81. Larry Dunn comes in and gets him from the outside, but a lot of pressure from the inside. Not sure if that wasn't Big Dexter Davis, number 75. See, Dexter Davis is a big 6'2". He's about 300 pounds. We talked about them earlier. That's one of the 2 tackles, Vardell Jackson and Dexter Davis, number 75 and 76. It's going to be a draw play, and Harris goes right up the middle. Great block. Looks like he could go all the way. He turns it up, and it's a foot race, and he wins it. Big run, Joe Harris. Great play, great call by the Independence offensive staff. And Joe Harris rips off about a 47-yard touchdown run with 8:40 left in the first period. And the Independence Tiger fans celebrate. They'll try for the 1-point conversion. It looks like number 71, Danny Leitner. Good hands by the hold. On the hold was Ray Collins. Took the high snap, placed it down nicely, and booms it through. So with 8:40 left, Independence takes the early 7-0 lead.
Thank you, Mickey. This exciting game is being brought to you compliments of Cassandra Butler, attorney at law, with offices located on Highway 40 West in Independence. Her phone number, 878-4881. Miss Butler says good luck, Tigers, in everything. Custom tees and sweats featuring custom silk screening, lettering, airbrushing, embroidering, and monogramming. Located next to the Toggery Shop in downtown Hammond. Give Joni a call at 345-4196 or just drop in and see her.
So now we'll tee it up on the other side. Leitner will place it at his own his own 40-yard line. Back deep for Clinton. We've got number 16, Billy Sanders. And we've got a number 3 who's not on our roster. So they're going to get a squib kick, which has been a planned kick to try and keep the ball away from Sanders, who is a very elusive and tough runner. Pretty good job of staying in your lanes by the kickoff recover team. And on the backside comes Marlon Johnson for the big tackle. It's a real good job of defense on that kickoff return by the Independence Tigers. So now we'll see what the Eagles, true to their nickname, will let it fly offensively. They like to go deep. They've got a 3-receiver set that Coach Varnado likes to run. However, last time he came out with a 1-back, 2-receiver set a couple times, and he kind of threw off The Independence defense. The Independence defense was set to play 5 and 6 defensive backs, and this time, as you see, they're going to come out with the 6-man front, and they give it right up the middle, and it's going nowhere. Clogged in the middle there. It looked like big number 86, Joe Brown. And big number 72, Chris Thompson, in on the stop. And as we said, Coach Barnardo kind of he tried to play little mind games, and he was pretty successful by the 18-13 score. And also by Coach Baggs is one to admit that, you know, he had some problems with it. His team did have some blocking schemes with it, offensively and defensively last time. Doesn't seem to be too many problems right here. The inside handoff, again, is stuffed back. Looks like number 29, Stanley Barnes, coming right at you, but he picks up another 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 6 yards. And you see on the field, big Mark Dennis encouraging the crowd, number 85 encouraging the crowd to come alive. They are alive here in Independence. Passing down, back to pass, and it's overthrown to the intended receiver. The quarterback, pardon me, is Gary Brown, a senior, number 22, and the intended receiver looked like it was number 30, Shedrick Lons, who is also a speed merchant for the Eagles. So Independence holds 3 downs and out. And they're forced to punt. Looks like number 24, Blaine Muse, drops back just about to his own 15-yard line. He'll probably get it off from about at the 20-yard line. Back deep for Independence on his own 42-yard line, and backing up to about his 40 is Marlon Johnson. Before we can get it off, there are a few flags on the play. Not sure if we have a possible equipment infraction. Took the officials will confer. And they're going to waive off the penalty. Not sure exactly what that was all about. Looked like Clinton was having problems getting their personnel on the field. And I like when an official can pick up his hanky and put it back in his pocket mid-air. Nothing's wrong, no big deal, my bad. So 7:20 left. Here comes the punt. Not much of a rush, not much of a kick. Fielded on his own 45-yard line, moving to his right. On the move is Johnson. He lowers the boom. And a big boom it was on number 10. Corey Bradford makes the stop. But Marlon Johnson made him pay for it after taking the ball back for about a 14-yard return by Marlon Johnson. That's where Independence will take up their next sequence on the 41-yard line, going out, the 40 going in. So we'll call it the 40-yard line. Come back with a 2-back look. Dotting die, of course, Joe Harris. In front of him, Reggie Tofield, number 33, back to pass. Suarez is going to air it out. He's got an open receiver. And it's incomplete pass in and out of the hands of number 21, Ray Collins. But look, he was just kind of waiting for the ball to come to him, and it did. It got it right in the breadbasket, but it was successfully broken up by number 20, Jeffrey Davis, who made a pretty good recovery. It looked like the ball was caught, and even thought he had a step or two, but he was juggling it the whole time. The officials right on the scene. Excuse me, that was number 10, Corey Bradford, not number 20. So it's Bradford was on the recovery. So Baggs with a pretty good idea to go on long with it, try and catch him off guard, and he actually did have a step or two on the receiver, but the DB made a good play on the ball. 2nd down and 10. Go back to our basic stuff. Joe Harris. And it looks like Joe Harris, Anthony Hurst, number 1, looked like he may have didn't get the block in as he wanted to on number 44, Derek Jones. Jones comes in and stunts the play at the line of scrimmage. There'll be no gain. Hurst kind of just stood there for a second or two. He knew he missed his block. Did a good thing and not tried to make the block from behind and get a clip. So one good thing there. But then he stood around. He took a lick he didn't need to because he was standing there just waiting on things. So maybe young Mr. Hurst will learn a little something from it, get out the way next time, and avoid an unnecessary hit. Trips left to the top of your screen. Man in motion, Marlon Johnson. The one back, of course. and it's a blitz up the middle, and the quarterback is sacked. Suarez taken down by number 53, Kentrell Keller, but there was a flag before the play. Looked like Johnson turned up. The man in motion turned up before the ball was snapped, so that will be an illegal procedure play. And actually, they may have to wave this one off, and they'll take the sack. So on the 3rd and 11 play, they lose about 5 yards. Luke Suarez does after he's sacked. The man came to play is number 53, Kentrell Keller. He's made a couple of big plays already defensively. Back to punt, Robbie Powell, number 64 for the Independence Tigers. He gets off a pretty good punt. It's going to take an Independence roll. And it hits the one back. Looks like number 20, Jeffrey Davis. Picks the ball up inside his own 10-yard line, and he takes it back out to about the 12 or 13-yard line. And again, Clinton Eagles will start the next drive deep in their own territory. And I think the game comes down to a matter of field position. So far, Independence is winning that, as they are also winning the game 7-0. We've got 5:43 left in our opening stanza. 1st and 10. Again, Billy Sanders, number 16, the guy to look for. But on that play, number 30, Shedrick Lons. Looks like Lons or Davis. I think Cedric Lons. Shedrick is their top tailback. In fact, 2 weeks ago, he hurt himself in the Independence game. The 18-13 win here. And Coach Barnardo said had he been healthy, he hurt his foot early in the game, and he kind of twisted an ankle, and this is his first action since then. Kind of tough to lose your top guy and still play the number 1 team in the nation to an 18-13 play score. Everyone's getting excited on the offensive and defensive lines. We'll see who moved whom. Flags all over the field, 1, 2, 3 of them, and another official pulled his out and put it right back in. This is going to be an illegal procedure call. That gets the Independence Tiger crowd a little happy. And again, we're here on a kind of chilly night in Independence. After 2 days of really horrible weather, we had some rain, some thunderstorms, some gully washers down in Hammond. I'm sure it got here in Independence also. So the clock continues to tick, 4:56. The ball is on the 6-yard line, so they're backing themselves in a hole, and he falls forward, does the quarterback. Looks like a quick play to try and gain some positive yardage and get out of the shadows of their own end zone, but it doesn't work. So it's going to be a 3rd down and about 17 yards to go. Independence last time when they came out and played Clinton, they did it with a lot of defensive backs. Coach Baggs thought they were going to do a lot of throwing. They didn't. This time, Coach Baggs went back to a basic defense. Let's just attack them and play as we've played all season long. Big run up the middle, but it's not going to be a whole lot. Actually, just buying some more real estate. And up the middle looks like number 33, Idris Brown. Scampers through the pile, picks up about 6 yards. Not even back to the original line of scrimmage, where it brings up 4th down and 11. So again, Marlon Johnson standing in, actually standing in the Clinton Eagle territory on the 45-yard line. A lot of pressure on your punter. Looks like number 24, Blaine Muse. We got a good snap, a good rush, and the ball is blocked, and it's picked up. Touchdown Tigers. Number 24 came storming in from the right side, Darren Blister. And it looked like just as he hit the up back, he also took down the punter. And the young man looks like he's hurting, so we're not too happy about that. But you got to be happy about the Independence Tigers. They saw the opportunity, the special teams, which can really make a difference come playoff time. You got the full package of a good offense, a good defense, and you get your 3 for 3 going. You got your special teams play like Independence has had lately. Makes all the difference in the world between you going 10-0 undefeated here and also undefeated in the playoffs. So while we tend to the injury, we're going to hear a word from our sponsors.
Thank you, Mickey. Tonight's game's being brought to you compliments of Paul's Pharmacy. Paul Duran, owner, located at 208 West Railroad Avenue in Independence. Paul's motto is, we care about you and your health. At Paul's Pharmacy, they offer patient counseling and computerized prescription profile for each person. Call 878-4401 or 878-2826 for personal service. That's Paul's Pharmacy, located at 208 West Railroad Avenue in Independence. Alessi's doing business at 4 locations in Tangipahoa Parish. Kentwood, Amite, Independence, and Hammond, always well known for their TVs and stereos. They're also specializing in name brand appliances such as GE, RCA, Whirlpool, and Sony. Come into one of our appliance stores today to shop for quality merchandise and get fast, friendly service. They have what you need, or they can get it for you. That's Alessi's Appliances. Compliments of Big 4 Auto Parts of Independence and Smitty Supply of Roseland.
So the injured Clinton Eagle comes off the field. And Danny Leitner comes back, puts the next point up, and is successful on his second point after attempt. And Independence takes its 14-0 lead with 3:28 left. And only our first quarter of play. And we'll hear another word from our sponsors.
First half action's been brought to you by State Representative Buster Gazzardo, a full-time representative. He's accessible and has worked diligently to help the state and the district. Representative Gazzardo's door is always open. Representative Buster Gazzardo, your state representative. And of course, Buster Gazzardo is here tonight at the Independence ball game because he loves these Independence Tigers.
So for the second time in night and the second time in about 5 minutes, Danny Leitner is going to tee it up on his own 40-yard line. Back deep again, number 3. And it looks like number 16, Billy Sanders. They practiced this earlier in their kickoff preparations to just kind of squib kick it all night long, and that's what they're going to do again. So don't think that it's a bad punt. That's a bad kickoff. It's taken by number 3. He gets through the crowd, and it's going to get Clinton its best field position of the evening. They'll start this one about their own 35-yard line. So let's see what the Clinton Eagles may be able to do with a little bit better field position. Maybe they'll come out with their familiar passing attack. We're just trying to find out who did recover the ball in the end zone. It was Anthony Hurst who recovered the Darren Brister blocked punt in the end zone to give Independence its 14-0 lead. The quick pitch comes over right at us. Looks like number 3. Let's see if that's number 3, Jeffrey Davis. It's going to be, we have a number change. Pick it up off of our PA announcer. Number 20 is now number 3. So we've got some musical jerseys being changed around. Joe Brown's no longer number 3. He's number 30, and number 20 becomes number 3. So see if all the numbers add up. Right now, the numbers add up to 14-0. 2:52 left in the first quarter. And a second down and 3 for the Clinton Eagles. At the controls. There's number 22, Blaine Muse. He gives it right off the right side. Excuse me, 22 is Gary Brown. And they give it to Stanley Barnes, number 29, who goes between the tackles, and they have big tackles, which they are, which we spoke of, and one of them is laying on the ground right now. So in last 4 plays, we've had 2 Eagles go down. They don't have a whole lot of depth over there on that side of the field. I think Coach Varnado says he plays about 26 people, so he's down to 24. He needs to get 22 at least to play with both sides of the ball. And while they're taking a look at the injured player, we're going to hear a word from our sponsors once again.
Thank you, Mickey. Need Wheels D&M Auto Sales, located in Velma between Independence and Amite on Highway 51, has the best selection of good, clean, used cars in these parts. If you need reliable transportation at reasonable prices, come to Velma to see David or Mark at D&M Auto Sales, or give them a call, 878-6815, for a good deal in wheels. DM Auto Sales.
So it looks like big number 76, Rydell Jackson, limps off the field. That's 2 foot injuries, 2 leg injuries for the Eagles. And they got the first down on that previous play, and they're going to quick pitch. Goes to Jeffrey Davis, and he's knocked down hard right at the line of scrimmage. Looked like Gary Brown flipped the ball to him. Everybody was covered. They had 2 men running the right side of the field. We had 3 guys on the coverage, and it's a good play by the Independence Tigers. They string it out successfully and force a 2nd down and 10 situation. Pretty good play on that side of the field by big number 86, Joe Brown, to string it out. Also on the defensive pressure was 61, Brian Capadona. Capadona, excuse me. So we saw some motion in the offensive line, it looked like, but they're going to get the pitch, come back this way left. They give it to number 33, Edris Brown. He's just a freshman. Looked like he might have some motion in the scrimmage, and at the line of scrimmage by the Eagles, against the Eagles. And I'm not sure what they're going to do. They'll probably back them up and make them go for a 2nd down and 15. Didn't get a whole lot on that play, but did pick up about 3 yards. So tack them back a little bit, try and regain some of this field position that Independence has lost just in this one drive. So we'll tee it up again. The ball spotted. 2nd down, 15 yards to go. 1:35 left in the opening period. Looks like some defensive jumping on the Tigers. So we're going back and forth here. Look like T-John Rodriguez, number 53, maybe got a half-second start. Tried to get back, but once you move here in high school level, it's over with. So we'll get the 5 yards back, and we'll go back to 2nd down and 10 where we were a play ago. So you're looking at the number 1 team in the state in the District 3, excuse me, in the classification 3A in the state of Louisiana, the Independence Tigers. Their 2nd undefeated season in 10 years. They do things every 10 years. In 1982, they had the undefeated season. And this year, they had an undefeated season. Real quick pass. Looked like they could do a little down and out. A little miscommunication possibly between the receiver and the quarterback. Looked like Billy Sanders was going to go down 5 and out. And it looked like Gary Brown dropped back, and he was expecting a slant in the way he came back and threw the ball. So some miscommunication cost him a down. Brings up 3rd down and 10. The clock is stopped at 1:11. 1-1-1 on the incomplete pass. Brown brings his troops. 1 wide receiver set is Billy Sanders, number 16. And we've got some more line of scrimmage problems here. We got some defensive front and offensive front. Let's see who moved who. Looked like the whole Independence line jumped. That should negate. That should back them up another 5 because you can't get a whole line jumping off sides unless they're drawn off. So probably some line movement on the Clinton side of the ball. And that's what it will be. So tit for tat for tit for tat. We're going back another 5. It'll be 3rd down and 15 yards to go. So this has been a very uneventful series of downs so far. We're just walking it back and forth every 5 yards. And all that does is lengthen the game for us, and hopefully we got enough room on the tape, right, L.A.? Sure we do. Okay. Back to pass, rolling to his right. Brown finds a receiver, but it won't be enough. Looks like it's complete to number 29, Stanley Barnes.
Stopped by Ray Collins to be short of the 1st down.
But he's going to be shy of about 6, almost 7 yards. That was a 8-yard pickup on a 3rd and 15. Not enough. And the punter comes out limping again is number 24, Blaine Muse. So don't know who the backup punter is for Clinton. But apparently don't feel too comfortable with him, and possibly Maybe doesn't even have one. I'm sure they do have a backup. But they're coming right back at it. And they almost get this one, but Blaine Moose gets it off. It's going to take a slight Independence roll, and that's where it's going to stop at the 28-yard line.
Now by Dexter Davis.
Independence takes over there
28-yard line.
with their 4th possession of the opening quarter, with 47.3 seconds left in the quarter. They hold a 14-0 lead. Got touchdowns from their offense and their offensive threat, Joe Harris, and from the special teams play. And the official's going to hold up the traffic again. They're going to try and see what's happening. Looks like they're pointing the right side of the field. A couple of spectators kind of walking across the field in the far right end zone, so we get an unnecessary whistle blow, but that's okay. Quick pitch left. Harris, he gets to the outside. Pretty good block there by big Joe Brown. Springs him for 14 yards. Nice Joe Brown. Nice block, excuse me, by Joe Brown. He pushed the ball on the left side. Next thing you know, they were 7 yards back, and right off his hip comes Joe Harris. He runs out of bounds, but not after getting the first down. 14-yard carry brings it to the 42-yard line. You come out with the trip right set. See if we don't find a man in motion. No one goes in motion. There'll be some downfield blocking. Joe Harris picks up 10 yards, 11 yards. And another first down before he's wrestled out of bounds by 16, Billy Sanders. And looks like number 51, Darrell Kane, also in on the action. So after a first down and on their own 28, 2 plays later, they're in Clinton Eagle territory, as they have been on their 3 previous drives. We flip-flop the sets, the trips to the top of your screen. And it looked like Joe Brown kind of stood up just a second too soon on that one. He tried to stand there and not be ignored, but it's kind of hard not to check out a big 6-foot, 260, 270 pounder, especially when he's playing the right end right in front of the line judge. So sorry, Joe, you can't get away with it, my man. 31.1 seconds left. This has been probably the longest minute and 11 seconds we've had in a while. A lot of penalties. I'm not sure if that's just nerves or some butterflies that we have to get rid of. You know, playoff game, it's now or never. There's no next week. For the loser of tonight's game. And should it be Clinton, they'll probably travel again next week. Should it be Independence, they'll probably host either Lutcher or St. Charles. So again, we're going to give this one, and the play is broken up right at the line of scrimmage. Look like big number 65, Concurre Collins makes the play at the point of attack. He gets Suarez, and it looked like Toefield, if I'm not mistaken. But he breaks it up, the fumble, and Independence, 3 Tigers jump on it. Like Joe Brown may have been in the right place at the right time to get it, and that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. Independence has its 14-0 lead, and we'll change sides of the field and hear a word from our sponsors.
Looking for a good place to go eat? The Caboose Restaurant and Lounge in Independence is the place for great charbroiled steaks. They are great. Seafood, too. The Caboose also has banquet facilities and rooms for private parties. Plus, it's a place to meet old friends and make new ones. You'll love the atmosphere at the Caboose on Highway 51 in Independence. Tonight's game is being brought to you by Pete's Value Right Pharmacy in Independence. Has 2 registered pharmacists on duty to assist and give personal service to their customers. That's Pete's Value Right Pharmacy in Independence.
Back to action. The first play is going to be a little razzle-dazzle. The inside give goes back to Ray Collins. Not fooling a whole lot of people. Ray Collins gets the reverse handoff from Joe Harris. And it looks like he's going to be a little shaken up somewhat. But the play is run down well. One thing Coach Barnardo was expressing a whole lot about. He said we're going to have to stay in our lanes. On the defensive side of the football, he said the over pursuit would kill his team with the counters and the cutbacks, and in this case, the trick play. If he over pursued, he felt that they would be very detrimental to his team's fortunes tonight. And on that play, they stayed at home and did a good job. The attack side must attack, the back side must stay home. They does that, and they think they were proper reads as they did on that play. Coach Barnardo felt good about his team, but not on that play, not at all. And back to Bass. Watson is the new receiver. Excuse me, Watson is the new quarterback in. We're sorry we didn't catch that earlier, but number 14, Derek Watson, comes in. Replaces Suarez for the series. And for the first quarter, we got some numbers on Joe Harris. He had 9 carries for 98 yards and 1 touchdown already. So Joltin' Joe doing it early and often. Almost an 11-yard per gain average for Joe Harris. Some illegal procedure call on the play. Clinton obviously denies. Brings up a 4th down and a long 18 yards to go. And we'll see our punter out, number 64, Robbie Powell, once again. And back deep looks like Billy Sanders. Number 16 will receive the ball. It's a pretty good punt by Powell. Excellent punt. Punts it away from the receiver, and it takes a good bounce and gets it inside the 20-yard line. Excellent punt by Robbie Powell. So far to synopsize the first quarter for you. It's been a game of field position, which Independence has won. They've bottled up the Eagles inside their own 20-yard line. I'm thinking about three to four times so far. The best field position that the Eagles did have was one time they did penetrate just barely into Tiger territory before they were forced to punt. But other than that, they've been stuck inside their own 20-yard line. In that case, done by Robbie Powell, fine punt. Also, as we just said, Joe Harris has shown well in this early going-ons here. 98 yards and a touchdown, and the special teams also has their touchdown. So with 10:55 left in the first half. They're going to give up the middle. Cedric Lands, L-A-N-N-S, Lands. Or we'll call it Lands. Cedric Lands. With a pretty good 5-yard pickup right up the middle, scratching and clawing his way along the ground. We're looking at some more numbers on Independence rushing department offensively. Harris with his 98 yards. However, the team total yardage is 78 yards. The other 3 ball carriers have accounted for a minus 20 yards. They're going to give it to the first back through. Looks like number 33, Adrice Brown. Looked like Brown kind of stood up a little bit for a second or two. Had some illegal motion in the backfield, but then the officials caught it. Don't know if we caught it on our film, but you heard the crowd was kind of squawking about it. They kind of saw him stand up. Yeah, it's a smidge. He froze. The ball was hiked. He got it off the way. Picked up 1 yard. Brings up a 3rd down and 4. So far, they've not been too successful on their 3rd down conversions. As we've seen the punter, Blaine Muse, more than we've seen the first down markers moving. And they're not going to get on this one either. Big play, big hit. As they unpile, looks like big number 72. Not sure if that's Chris Thompson. Yet Chris Thompson, big number 72, makes the play. So actually a 1-yard loss on the play, or actually we'll go back to the line of scrimmage. 4th down, 4 yards to go. Once again, Blaine Muse at his own 10-yard line. Let's see what kind of rush the Tigers put on tonight. They've gotten one already. They sure feel confident that they may be able to get another one. Marlon Johnson back deep for the Tigers at his own 48-yard line. The rush is picked up successfully by the Eagles. It's a pretty good punt. It's going to take a Clinton roll. Johnson comes back to pick it up. He's going to run east-west, and he's trying to come back up. Big hit by number 32 for Independence. Lights up the crowd. Trey Pigno. He cleaned the clock of number 53, Contrell Keller. Maybe slow down Keller as he comes back on defense. Keller's been a madman on defense. But boy, Trey Pigno really lit him up on that one. Heck of a play, heck of a crackback block. Totally legal, too. Heck of a play. Trey Pigno. Might be one of the hits of the years that I've seen in all the games we've covered. Good, clean, solid hit. Got the crowd on its feet. 8:40 left. Independence on their own 35-yard line. Suarez back at quarterback. He's trying to set his personnel. He does. The ball gets quick pitch. Joe Harris. Harris shakes and bakes it loose from one, but can't get by the other one. And guess who's in on the tackle? Number 53, Kentrell Keller. So maybe it didn't slow Keller down as much as we thought or had hoped it would. Harris does pick up 4 yards. He breaks over 100 yards for the 11th time this season. He's been over 100 yards in each and every game this season. With that yard, that's his 10th carry for 102 yards now. So he's still over the 10-yard per game average. Clock right at 8 minutes until intermission. There goes Harris. He's upended by number 65, Kunkere Collins. Not sure if that's Kunkere, Kunkary. A-R-A-Y, Kunkere. So let's just call him Collins. Makes the stop. It's going to bring down 3rd down and 6, 7:33. See if Independence maybe does go to a passing opportunity here. That's what Suarez is going to do. He's going to look right here in the flat. Completed, and it's going down. Good downfield blocking by Ray Collins. The ball was caught and run by Frank Galafora. Real good play. They kind of flooded one way. They picked up Collins as he came by. Flew to Galafora out into the flat. Good pass by Suarez. They pick up about a 27-yard pickup. Big pass and run by Frank Galafora. Gets him into Eagle territory once again. That's where Clinton's going to take a timeout, and we will also. 7:05 left, 14-0, Independence lead. And we'll hear a word from our sponsors.
Once again, we would like to thank our second quarter sponsor.
Tonight's game's being brought to you by Dr. Ned Martello of the Amite Chiropractic Center, 101 South Bay, Amite. He's the only full-time chiropractic in Amite. This means you can get an appointment with him in most instances the same day. If you're tired of aching and hurting, maybe chiropractic care can help you. So don't put it off any longer. Give Dr. Martello a call, 748-8877. The Amite Chiropractic Center, 748-8877. And remember, Dr. Martello is there when you need him. Custom Tees and Sweats features custom silk screening, lettering, and airbrushing. Located in downtown Hammond. Give them a call at 345-4196 or drop in and see Joni at Custom Tees and Sweats.
Back to action. Clinton discusses its strategy. Independence comes back with its. And again, it's Joe Harris up the middle, making people miss. And a big run. Looks like about a 25-yard pickup for Joe Harris. He goes right up the middle. So 2 big plays back-to-back as Independence in a first and goal opportunity about the 9-yard line. And this does not anywhere near resemble the game which we saw 2 weeks ago, which in that game Clinton held Independence to but 3 touchdowns in 3 separate quarters. They scored in the first, second, and third quarters and shut the Tigers out in the fourth quarter for its 18 points. Already tonight, you've seen Independence put up 14 in the first quarter, and they're knocking on the door here for numbers 20 and possibly 21, 22. Harris goes to the left side. But Jimmy George, number 54, comes up, makes a hit, drags him down after maybe a 1-yard gain. So as Coach Baglio said before the game, we're going to line it up. We're going to run right at them. The weather's ideal for good hard hitting. And this cold air, sometimes it can get your receiver's hands kind of numb, cold, with no feeling in it. On that play, good block. Ray Collins holds up his man. And number 1 also, Anthony Hurst holds up his man. And Joe Harris comes up for about a 6-yard gain. Puts the ball down near the goal line, about the 2-yard mark. 5:40 left. That's what they're going to be at, about 2 yards shy. A third down, so we'll see what kind of goal line stance the Eagles are able to come up with. And in the backfield is the fridge, big number 86. Joe Brown may be giving us a lead block. And boy, he missed that block. And that's Joe Brown in particular, but number 51, Darrell Kane, came in untouched. And he really put the put the stick to Joe Harris, who loses yardage on that play all the way back to about the 10-yard line. It's going to be 4th down. They're going to kick a field goal. We'll see what Danny Leitner has. But before that can happen, Clinton takes its second time out of the first half with 4:51 remaining, and we're going to pay a couple of more bills for you.
Thank you, Mickey. Tonight's game's being brought to you compliments of Cassandra Butler, attorney at law, with offices located on Highway 40 West in Independence. Her phone number is 878-4881. Miss Butler says, good luck, Tigers, and everything. That's Cassandra Butler, attorney at law. Compliments of Paul's Pharmacy, Paul Durnan, owner, located at 208 West Railroad Avenue in Independence. Paul's motto is, we care about you and your health. At Paul's Pharmacy, they offer patient counseling and computerized prescription profile for each and every person. Give him a call at 878-4401 or 878-2826 for personal service. Remember, that's Paul's Pharmacy.
Thank you very much, Linda. 4:51 remaining in the first half. Danny Leitner's going to go back out and tee it up, take a look at the goalpost, see if he can't pop it through. Trying to increase the 14-0 lead that the Tigers already own to 17. Well, Leitner's coming off the field. Looks like Independence may go ahead and go for it on this. And that's what they'll do. I saw Suarez staying in the game, and they're going to go for it. 4th down and goal from the 8-yard line. They line up, quick pass, and it's a fade pattern, and it's a touchdown. Oh, at the last second, broken up. Boy, Ray Collins was all set to get that one, and it really looked like he had separated himself from the defensive back just enough to where the play would be successful. However, number 10, Corey Bradford, comes up with his second big defensive play. The Tigers are thwarted in their attempt, but they still own the 14-0 lead.
Pass was broken up by Corey Bradford. Eagles take over 4th and 10.
So Corey Bradford coming up big so far. He saved them from 2 touchdowns. As we said, Coach Barndo felt that there were 3 big plays in the last game. The 18-13 Tiger win was kind of uneventful, except for the 2 big plays that Independence happened to pull off. Right up the middle. They're going nowhere with that one. Looked like big number 61, Brian Capadonna. Capadonna has been in a couple of sticks. He's not getting moved out of his defensive stance very much. He's standing up as offensive man and getting right into the ball carrier. But as we were saying, Coach Barnard felt as if they could contain the big plays, they'd be in the ball game. Then that drive, there were 2 big plays by Independence, but they came up with a pretty good goal line stand to keep them out of the end zone. And they're still back in their own end zone practically with that play. Another drive burst right up the middle. Adrice Brown with the carry. Not sure, but one of the men getting up off the bottom of the pile is number 72, Chris Thompson. As well as number 53, also Tijon Rodriguez. So it's a 3rd down and 7. The 2-back set, 1 receiver. And they're going to give the quick pitch. They go around the right side. And he's upended. Looks like number 33, looks like Tofield, comes up from the defensive back position, makes the stop. Pretty good stop, too, because if he doesn't get him by the feet and tackle him somewhat from the side behind, he's going to fall forward and pick up the 1st down. But this way, they keep him deep in their own territory. They ought to get the ball back in positive field position inside Clinton territory. Let's see what kind of rush If the Tigers are able to put on here, not much of a rush. They're setting up a return. And the punt kind of stops right at the 50-yard line, rolls into Tiger territory about the 47. That's where it's touched and down. Independence sets up shop there with 2:44 left in the first half.
Thank you, Mickey. Second half action is second quarter action is being brought to you by Alessi's, doing business at 4 locations in Tangipahoa Parish, Kenwood, Amite, Independence, and Hammond. Always well known for their TVs and stereos. That's Alessi's, and their phone numbers. Compliments of Big 4 Auto Parts of Independence and Smitty Supply of Roseland. Georgine and Ray Smith and workers at the Big 4 Auto Parts in Independence and Smitty Supply in Roseland are happy to be one of our sponsors for this game.
First play from scrimmage is a little play action pass, and the pass is completed. Play number 32, Trey Pigno. Pigno picks up about 4 yards, possibly 5 yards. Suarez with a little swing pass. Of the play action variety, 2:22 left. And I think if they've had 6, maybe 7 drives, all of them have come back into Clinton territory. Back to pass, and a wide open Big Joe Brown. He turns around and makes a lick. He could go all the way. He's stumbling, bumbling, rumbling, and it's a touchdown. Excellent block, comeback block by, looked like Ray Collins came back and put a big hit on, but getting across and getting free over the middle was Big Joe Brown. Luke Suarez finds him, and the best part about that was instead of letting the receiver come to him, it looked like Brown actually maybe took a step and a half back to the receiver, delivered the blow, shook off a tackler, picked up a real good block by Ray Collins. I'm not sure if that was number 1, Anthony Hurst, or if it was number 21, Ray Collins. I was still watching the poor guy that tried to tackle Joe Brown writhe in pain. But that's the third big play that has resulted in a touchdown for the Indy Tigers. They've got their 20-0 lead. Leitner with the big boot. That one's going on top of the building, folks. Coming right back off, too. So 21-0 Independence Tiger lead with 1:56 left in the first half.
State Representative Buster Gazzardo is a full-time representative. He is successful and has worked diligently to help the state and the district. Representative Gazzardo's door is always open. That's Representative Buster Gazzardo, your state representative, and a big supporter of the Independence football team. Need wheels? D&M Auto Sales, located in Velma between Independence and Amite on Highway 51, has the best selection of good, clean, used cars and these parts. Remember, if you need a good car, D&M Auto Sales.
So Danny Leitner is going to tee it up once again. Before that happens, we got a couple of flags in a play. Looks like a possible offsides. But boy, Big Joe Brown really lit the crowd up. You love to see a big fella like that go get break free, kind of like Steve Empman a few weeks back when he intercepted the pass of Dan Marino and ran for the touchdown victory clinching play for the Indianapolis Colts over the Miami Dolphins. It's always a fun thing to watch when a big man can get loose and show their blazing speed. So the infraction is against the Tigers. The back up 5 yards. And so far, the Independence defense has really played well. And of Clinton's 5 possessions, they've netted only 40 total yards of offense. And I think they've got but 1 first down. And they're going to get good field position out of this one. Looks like a face mask that will be tacked on side. Corey Bradford picks it up at his own 35-yard line, comes forward for about 8 yards, but looked like an inadvertent face mask by the Tigers. It's going to tack on an additional 15 yards, minute 50. We'll see if maybe they can't get the goose egg off the clock. A minute 50 is a lot of time left. especially when you're on your opponent's 41-yard line, excuse me. So let's see what Coach Varnado and his Eagles can come up with in this possession. As we said, you combine the yardage total that they've had to date, and they'd only be on the 1-yard line. He bobbles the snap, does Gary Brown. I mean, he's wrapped up quickly there. Looks like number 61, Brian Capadona again.
Washington Ward on the play, second down, and 11.
Capadona quick off the snap. Looked like he caused the center exchange with his quickness. And he shows you a little strength, and he pulls Gary Brown straight back into his own backfield for a loss of 2 yards. Brown's going to turn and go back up on the reverse, but he's knocked down back from the backside. Marlon Johnson, Ray Collins et al. In on the stop. The clock's under a minute. We've got 58 seconds and counting. They pick up about 7 yards on that. It'll be third down and about 4.5 yards to go. Then are they going to be too concerned? I'd be kind of concerned with maybe trying to get some points on the scoreboard. They're kind of lackadaisical in their offense. The clock is now at 39. They're going to pitch left. That's what they do. They're going to come back left. The ball is given to number 29, Stanley Barnes. They do get out of bounds, which is good and successful in stopping the clock. And also, in the process, getting the first down. So now with the first down, let's see if they can go over up top and try and put some points on the scoreboard. Clinton usually has its high-powered offense, but to date, the Independence defense has done a whale of a job. They have just over about 50 yards total offense, 52, 53 yards total offense in the first half. Stellar defensive performance by the Tigers. Back to pass. He's going to go up top. Brown's pass is complete. They're going to call their last timeout. We're trying to get a number on the receiver who caught the ball. Looks like number 80, Kendrick Holmes, makes the catch. So a little bit of action. Going to try and see if 23.2 seconds left in the first half, if Clinton can get on the scoreboard. Before then, we'll hear a word from our sponsors.
Thank you, Mickey. Not only does Independence have a great ball team, they also have a great restaurant, the Caboose Restaurant and Lounge in Independence. It's a great place for great charbroiled steaks. They're great. Seafood, too. The Caboose also has banquet facilities and rooms for parties. Plus, it's a place to meet friends, old and new. You'll love the atmosphere at the Caboose on Highway 51 in Independence. The place to go for great charbroiled steaks and seafood.
So a couple of big plays on this one. On this possession by the Eagles, the dead duck was corralled. Kendrick Holmes. It's a first down and a goal. The ball is on the 7-yard line. So now we'll see if the Tigers can answer the goal line stand of the Eagles with one of their own. 23.2 seconds left. I'm timing up for possibly two, possibly three plays. And that pass is knocked away at the last second. Looks like 24, Darren Brister breaks up the intended pass. That takes about 6 seconds off the clock. We got with about 4 seconds off the clock. We had 23.2, and this is 19.7. So not a whole lot of time elapsed off that play. Second and goal from the 7-yard line. Back to pass on the same fade route, similar pass that Independence ran, and it is no good on the coverage. Number 31, Frank Galafora. The receiver couldn't get the separation, Corey Bradford, and the pass was thrown a little bit overthrown out of the end zone and out of bounds. That play didn't take a whole lot of time either. 15.5 seconds left, but no matter. It's third down. They have 2 more opportunities to punch it in. See if they can hold them here and see if maybe they try to get a 3 points on the scoreboard and try to get something positive out of it, or if they go ahead and try and punch it in. Again, back to pass on a quick slant. The pass broken up by number 33, Reginald Tofield. Like it was intended for William Lloyd, number 12, but Tofield read it just fine. And he makes the play. So now we're at 4th down, 7 yards to go. Looks like they're going to go for it. I guess at 21-0, 3 points might not seem like a whole lot. Doesn't seem like a whole lot. Maybe psychologically it might prove to be to go for it, but when you're down 21-0, you want to go into halftime, maybe cut it if you have an opportunity. This is the best opportunity they've had all night. They're going to fake it. Does Gary Brown. He's going to roll around in the defensive backfield. He's going to throw back against the grain. And on a tip drill, it's caught. And we're not sure. There's a flag on the play. And we're not sure if they're going to wave it off or not. The ball was tipped by a couple of Tigers, and looked like even the offensive lineman may have caught the ball, and that's what's going to happen. Offensive lineman wound up catching the ball, and if he does not report to the officials, he cannot catch the ball. So an eligible receiver catches the ball. They're going to tack the penalty off. That play took up all of 10 seconds. We've got 2.8 ticks left on the clock. We'll see the confusion on the officials. Not so sure if the ineligible receiver downfield, that is a loss of down. I'm not so sure how they did it, but it's a loss of down usually, and that's what it's going to be. So the ball goes over, and a successful goal line stand it is for the Independence Tigers. They preserve their 21-0 halftime lead. They'll probably kneel on it right here real quickly. And there's still some confusion on the field. The Independence coaching staff sending out their offensive team. And looks like half the coaching staff, which consists of maybe 4 or 5 coaches to begin with of the Clinton Eagles, they're all on the field. They're trying to get an explanation from the referee, which he goes over. And they're all upset. They're crying and screaming. I don't think they understand what the penalty is. So while we have a delay, we're going to get a couple of words from Linda DePaula and our sponsors.
Yes, Mickey, the halftime's getting ready to take place, and it'll be brought to you by the Caboose, Paul's Pharmacy, Cassandra Butler Attorney, Pete's Pharmacy, D&M Auto Sales in Velma, Representative Buster Gazzardo, Amy Chiropractic Center, Dr. Ned Martello, Smitty's and Big 4 Auto Parts, and Alessi's Custom Tees and Sweats and Robert's Hair Design, located in Hammond.
So it looks like the ball is going to be spotted on right at the goal line. So maybe Clinton is not completely off the scoreboard yet. They're going to go forward real quick. A couple of flags are thrown. We still got half a second on the clock. Maybe the offensive line may have jumped too soon to try and get that push. That's exactly what they did. Because there's no kneeling down on this play. Suarez has to go forward. He cannot just drop back and kneel down because it'll be a safety. And I'll tell you what, I'm not so sure if I wouldn't just let him drop back the pass, just run back real quick and let the ball just heave-ho, and there it goes. Throw it out of bounds to a receiver over here on your near sideline or something, and just overthrow him on purpose, run your clock out. But they'll tack on the penalty, which is the ball's at the goal line, maybe a 3-inch penalty. And we have 1/2 second left on the clock. 0.5. Falls forward, and that's the end of our longest first half, our seemingly longest first half of the season. And it's been all Independence Tigers, 21-0. They hold the halftime advantage.
Independence Tigers 21, the Clinton Eagles 0.
And for your entertainment this evening. We're going to watch the Clinton Band as they take the field at this halftime.
Shopping for all the good deals and your chemical and hardware supplies in a friendly atmosphere. Owned and operated by Joe Sinagra. Again, stop in at Friendly Hardware located on Highway 51 south of Independence.
Halftime's being brought to you by Custom Tees and Sweats, Alessi's, Smitty's, and Big Four Auto Parts, Amy Chiropractor Center, Representative Buster Gazzardo, D&M Auto Sales in Velma, Cassandra Butler Attorney, Pete's Pharmacy, Paul's Pharmacy, and the Caboose, located in Independence. And now the Clinton Marching Band. Watching the Eagle Band. Halftime's compliments of Paul's Pharmacy, Paul Duran, owner, located at 208 West Railroad Avenue in Independence. Custom Tees and Sweats in downtown Hammond. Attorney Cassandra Butler. Pete's Pharmacy of Independence. Dr. Dan Martello, the Amy Chiropractic Center. The Caboose Restaurant Lounge in Independence. Big Four Auto Parts of Independence, Smitty Supply of Roseland, Alessi's, doing business 4 locations, Kentwood, Amite, Independence, and Hammond, Buster Gazzardo, Representative, D&M Auto Sales, located in Velma between Independence. Independence fans are really showing their hospitality. Give the Clinton band a standing ovation.
Big round of applause for the Clinton Eagles. Marching band, ladies and gentlemen. Outstanding job.
As we get ready for the Independence band to take the field, I'd like to remind you that halftime's being brought to you by the Caboose, Paul's Pharmacy, Cassandra Butler, attorney, Pete's Pharmacy, D&M Auto Sales in Velma, Representative Buster Gazzardo, Amy Chiropractic Center, Dr. Ned Martello, Smitty's and Big Four Auto Parts, Alessi's, Custom Tees and Sweats, and Robert's Hair Design located in Hammond. I'd like to remind you that Robert's Hair Design is now doing sculptured and gel nails for only $35. Be sure to give them a call at 542-7534. Also at Robert's on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, you can go in for free color analysis, and they'll change the color of your hair, all for free at Robert's on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So give them a call for an appointment. And now the Independence Marching Band take the field.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the pride of any Tiger. Marching bands, wearing Tigers and Tigerettes.
And Dan King is the director of the Tiger Band, and he's promised us a brand new halftime show this week. flag for? Now performing Shout. The drums of the Tiger Band. This next number will highlight the beautiful Independence Tigerettes. Get ready. And band director Dan King has put together a fabulous show for us this evening. I'd like to remind you that halftime and this game is being brought to you by LHSAA, doing business at 4 locations in Tangipahoa Parish, Kentwood, Amite, Independence, and Hammond. Always well known for their TVs, stereos, also specializing in name brand appliances such as GE, RCA, Whirlpool, and Sony. Come into one of our appliance stores today to shop for quality merchandise and get fast, friendly service. We have it, you need it, or they can get it for you. And remember, it's time to pick out those presents for Christmas time. That's LHSAA's Appliances.
And we're coming back with the second half. Mickey Trish here with you with Linda DePaula and Ellie Wallace. We're going to kind of recap after the very good halftime performances by both sides, Clinton and Independence. We'll run down some numbers. First downs, Clinton had 3, Independence had 8. Rushes 17 for 44 yards for Clinton, 20 for 111 for Independence. Passing yards, 35 for Clinton, 79 for Independence. And on the night, Clinton is 3 for 8 with the passing categories. Independence is 3 for 6. It's been a pretty relatively free fumble game. Independence has dropped 1, but they did recover it. We have Clinton for 0 for 0, but we know they did bobble 1 center exchange, so it should be each team has a fumble, but they didn't lose it. Penalties, 7 for 25 yards for Independence, 4 for 15 for Clinton. The Clinton total offense is 79 yards, whereas the total offense for Independence is at 190. Joe Harris, though Independence has only 20 carries for 111 yards, Joe Harris has 127 yards. That's because the 3 other ball carriers have a combined 5 carries for a minus 18 yards. So Joe Harris has been a one-man gang. He has had much help, though, from his special teams, which has its one fumbled, a blocked punt recovered in the end zone. The kickoff by Leitner, number 71. It's a pretty good one. Goes down about the 25-yard line, picked up by Davis. Jeffrey Davis comes on with the ball. Looked like Mark Dennis, number 85, makes the tackle. And that's where Clinton's going to set up shop, see if they can't get the kinks out of the offense, see if they made some halftime adjustments. This is definitely not the same Clinton team that you saw 2 weeks ago that lost to 18-13 in this Independence squad. Here it is, the quarterback, Gary Brown, turns it up, but he doesn't get a whole lot. In fact, he barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. The Independence defense has done a stellar job all night. That's indicative of the scoreboard, which shows the 21-0 Independence lead. Looks like Brown may have picked up 1 yard on that, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. We're just 1 minute into the third quarter of play. Stanley Barnes has been the leading back for Clinton. A little gadget play, a little reverse for Sanders, but he's not going to go anywhere. It's snuffed out again. Big play by Mark Dennis, number 85. The Independence defense staying at home. Has all the lanes covered on that one. Some good penetration by Dennis as well as Reginald Tofield. So that's a big loss. It's going to be a 3rd down and about 15, 16 yards to go. Call it officially 3rd and 16. Clinton in the first half had 6 possessions of the football. Each team actually with 6 possessions. Clinton's resulted in 4 punts, 1 blocked punt for an Independence touchdown, and another one they just lost it on downs. Back to pass, and the wide open receiver just out of the outstretched hands. Well, he took his eye off for a second or two, and he paid for it. Anthony Hurst got a good lick in there on number 12, William Lloyd. Lloyd is just a freshman. So the youngster has a lot to learn about going out and getting the ball, laying out and get that one, because that was a very catchable ball. He's a wide open receiver. He should have caught that ball, and he may have been scat-free for a touchdown. So nonetheless, an incomplete pass brings up 4th down and 15. The punter back on, Blaine Muse, number 24. He's had a rough night so far. He's been helped off the field once. After one of his punts was already blocked. We'll see what kind of rush Independence puts on here. They're going to come hard at it from the left side, and as well as up at the middle, but he gets it off. It's going to be fielded there by Marlon Johnson. He's going to back up, and he's going back about 15 yards, so not a very good return. But there is a flag thrown about the 43-yard line at the Indy 43, so we're going to stop action and see what's happening. Back to the possessions of the first half. Independence, its 6 possessions resulted in 2 touchdown drives, 2 punts. They lost 1 on downs when the goal line defensive stand for Clinton denied them of their 1st and goal opportunity from the 9-yard line, if you remember. And the last set of downs was the half ending. So actually they were negated on but 3 of their 6 drives. We're going to figure out the penalty. It's going to be against Independence. And boy, I tell you, this has become a whale of a punt. Blaine Muse's best punt of the night. It traveled but 20 yards, but then Marlon Johnson turns around and runs backwards 15. And then the penalty tacks it back on again. So a big turnover here. Big turn of events, I should say. As Independence in its worst field position, other than the goal line stand, they had their own goal line all night to give to Joe Harris off the right side. They start on their own 13-yard line with 10:15 left in the 3rd quarter. Harris rips off about 5 yards, 5 tough yards. One thing about Joe Harris, he's not getting anything cheap. You know, he goes inside, outside. He gets the hard yards that you need to get. He gets the 3rd and 1. And he also gets the bursts of speed. You don't gain 1,800 yards in the season without it. 2nd down, gives the first man through, Reggie Tofield. Tofield's going to turn it up. Pretty good block by Ray Collins. That strings up about another 12 yards. Good blocking, downfield blocking. As it's been the case all night and all season for the Independence Tigers. Reggie Tofield rips off the first down run. Very good run, about a 25, 24, 23 yards, they say over the loudspeaker, so we'll go with that. 23-yard pickup. Tofield. That's his biggest rush of the night, and it takes the rest of the team out of the negative category. And there comes Tofield again with the inside handoff, and he scurries forward about 11, 12-yard pickup. So after combining for a minus 18 yards in the first half, does Pigno and Suarez and Watson and Johnson, whoever else may have had a carry with it in the first half. Tofield gets them out of the red into the black with a couple of good chunks of yardage here. It's another first down. They've cracked into Clinton territory once again. They've done that on each and every possession except for the drive that ended the first half, which they were in their own 1-inch line practically, and they just fell forward. First down, we'll give it an 11-yard pickup, excuse me. For Reginald Tofield, he's got 33 yards rushing already in this young 3rd quarter. 9:25, clock starts back up. Going to the top of the screen, Anthony Hurst. Number 1 to the top of your screen. To the bottom comes Ray Collins. Suarez is at the controls. He's going to drop back the pass, give it to the 2nd man through, Joe Harris, and he gets stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Looks like number 44, Derek Jones, and number 54, Jimmy George, in on the stop. So Harris's yardage, he's well over 100 yards. 127 to be exact in the first half. And 5-yard gain early. He's got about 132 yards on his 17 carries. So Harris had 175 yards in the first meeting between these two clubs. And there comes Tofield back at you. He gets about 1-2 yards before big Kentrell Keller, number 53, comes in to make the hit. It's going to be a 3rd down, 7 yards to go. 8:14. Independence very much in control of this ball game. 21-0 lead, having everything their way. The game very well could be 28. They negated earlier on a goal line stand by the Clinton Eagles. Joe Harris comes out the backfield to pick up the defender, but there's a big rush from both sides. Suarez is sandwiched in, and it's a big loss on a third down play. So Clinton comes up early with a big defensive stand. And we're going to see, looks like big Robbie Powell is going to come in to punt again. So the field position game, which has been favoring the Independence Tigers all night, looks like it may still be in their favor should Powell get off one of the booming punts, which he has done once earlier tonight. He had a whale of a punt. There's a big rush. But the ball gets set, and he gets a roll, and it looks like it may go out of the end zone. But no, it's fielded by, looks like Corey Raymond picks it up and gets some good yardage out of it. He takes it into his own 5-yard line. Well, he even touched his own goal line, came back out. Looks like he's going to pick up about 18 yards on it. And give the Eagles some respectable field position for a change. And with that change of possession, we'll hear a word from our sponsors.
Tonight's game is being brought to you compliments of Cassandra Butler, attorney at law, with offices located on Highway 40 West in Independence. Her phone number is 878-401-4881. That's 878-4881. Miss Butler says, good luck, Tigers, in everything you do.
They give it to the first back through. He's upended by Chris Thompson. Officially, that was a 53-yard punt by Chris Powell. So, excuse me, Robbie Powell. I'm sorry. But it was a big punt. It's got him in a hole, and Clinton's going to take a timeout. Their first of this half. They'll have 2 remaining. Independence has all 3 of theirs remaining. 6:46 left. We'll hear a word from those sponsors once again.
Second half actions being brought to you compliments of Paul's Pharmacy, Paul Duran owner, located at 208 West Railroad Avenue in Independence. Paul's motto is, we care about you and your health. At Paul's Pharmacy, they offer patient counseling and a computerized prescription profile for each and every person. Give them a call, 878-4401 or 878-2826 for personal service. Remember to stop by at Paul's Pharmacy. Paul Durnan is the owner there. Alessi's doing business at 4 locations in Tangipahoa Parish, Kentwood, Amite, Independence, and Hammond. Be sure to go by and pick out that very special Christmas present. Compliments of Big 4 Auto Parts of Independence and Smitty Supply of Roseland. Georgine and Ray Smith and workers at the Big 4 Auto Parts store in Independence and at Smitty Supply in Roseland are happy to be one of our sponsors for this game.
Come back to action. 2nd down and 13 after a 3-yard loss on first down. Back to pass goes Gary Brown. And he's going to lose even more yardage. Looks like big number 72, Chris Thompson, in to lead the Tiger attack. He bottled him up inside his own 15-yard line, just about to the 12-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 17 yards to go. Clinton going the wrong way. After Corey Bradford took the punt by his own end zone, turned it back upfield, they're losing all the yardage that he went forward for. So 6:08, and they're coming right back up the middle, and that's going nowhere, and it's getting there fast. That play made by number 77, Big Joe O'Neill, and again number 72, Chris Thompson. So Independence comes up with the hole, 5:50 remaining. They're going to get the ball back. We're getting a bunch of playoff scores from down the road. Amite leading Hammond 7-2. And up in Monroe, you have Washita is defeating the Hammond Tours at the moment 14-7. You'll know the scores by the time you see this probably. The punt, Blaine Muse. Not a bad punt. And again, Marlon Johnson's going to run backwards. And a big hit by Ray Collins. And all that, and he picks up 2 yards on the play. I don't know if Marlon Johnson might be doing this so his return team can pick off some Eagles, but We are getting some real good hits here on the punting unit by the Independence Tigers as Marlon Johnson really strings the field out well. But the crowd getting a little bit frustrated by the east-west and the southern movements of Johnson. He's got to go north-south, more north than south. He's lost more yardage in his game, but that's okay. He makes it interesting. 5:17 left. Independence again, as they have been all night, with a good field position, 42-yard line of the Clinton Eagles. Back to pass, Suarez. And it sets up a screen pass. No, it's collect to big Joe Brown. He comes back, he makes another big hit, and he's going to go all the way once again. Big Joe Brown, he left two of them laying in the dust. These poor guys, I wouldn't want to tackle Joe Brown, but what a heck of a pass and catch. As a tight end, I tell you what, he looks like the fridge, boy, but he sure moves like a Lincoln Continental. 5:03 left. He moved on down the field. Big Joe Brown with his second touchdown catch. Boy, he really is fun to watch. A big happy-go-lucky kid. Couldn't happen to a nicer fella. We just kind of want to make sure that the players are okay. We never want to see anybody get injured. There is a Clinton defender down. I don't know if we have oxygen on the sidelines, but Joe Brown may be in need of some right now. He's going to lumber on over. We got the Channel 9 cameras on site, and I'm sure some of you people will be watching that tonight. Get a big kick out of Joe Brown, rumbling, stumbling, moving on down the line. He gets a good hand from the crowd, and again, Clinton can't get away from the big play. They keep allowing it. That's the fourth one tonight. It's cost them. They're down 27-0. This game, for all intents and purposes, could be over. You never like to say that. We did a couple of games earlier this year where we buried a team, and they came back from the dead and defeated some of Tangipahoa's teams. So, in the coaching terminology, never say it's over. And this play didn't even get started. Looks like going to be too much time. Personnel problem. Looked like I think number 74 came rumbling in at the last minute. Mike Benton, possibly in relief of Big Joe Brown, who's taking a breather on the sidelines. Nope, they're going to call it an equipment penalty. And back it up 5 yards. Maybe didn't buckle a chin strap down there, but it's going to give Leitner an opportunity to practice his field goal attempting. And it squeaks through, and it's over the uprights, and it's good. It's 28-0. Independence in total command of tonight's game. 5:03 left in the third quarter, and here's a word from our sponsors.
And one of Independence's biggest supporters, State Representative Buster Guzzardo, a full-time representative. He's successful and has worked diligently to help the state and the district. Representative Guzzardo's door is always open. That's Representative Buster Guzzardo, your state representative. Need wheels? D&M Auto Sales, located in Velma between Independence and Amite on Highway 51, has the best selection of good, clean, used cars in these parts. If you need reliable transportation at reasonable prices, come to Velma and see David or Mark at D&M Auto Sales, or call them at 878-6815 for a good deal in wheels.
Leitner tees it up for the 5th time tonight. Good squib kick. Fielded there and brought forward for about 15 yards. That's where Clinton will set up shop. Independence passing attack working to a T tonight. Luke Suarez is 4 for 7 for 121 yards, no interceptions, and 2 touchdown passes. Both touchdown passes have gone to Joe Brown. The big 260-pounder has gone for 90 yards on his 2 catches. 42-yarder on 1 attempt, and the 48-yard on, the 48-yard on the other attempt. Don't know how many touchdowns Joe Brown has this season, but I venture to say, going on a limb and say this is maybe his first 2-touchdown performance that he has had. Couldn't happen to a nicer fella. Really like him. He's a gregarious fella. To give up the middle, 4:50 left in the third quarter. Gain of about 2 yards. It's going to be a 2nd down and 8. This may be an opportunity as we reach the fourth quarter. We come down to a 28-0 lead. If they get another one here, we'll be able to see some of the youngsters who work so hard during the week as substitutes and doing the scout teams. Maybe they can get in there and get some action in the playoff game. Pass is upended by Reggie Tofield. Looks like it's intended for Corey Bradford. It's unsuccessful. It brings up a 3rd down and 8 opportunity. So as we look ahead, Independence has the winner of the St. Charles Lutcher game. And hopefully we'll be able to bring that one to you here from Tiger Stadium. Next Friday night again. Back to pass. Brown, he's going to air it out. Pretty spiral. But great pass. Step for step, stride for stride. Reggie Tofield. Tofield and Bradford are striking up a nice friendship. Pretty good sportsmanship, helping each other up, thanking each other, good playing each other, high-fiving. On that play, Reggie Tofield comes away with the big defense, 4th down and 8. Once again, Marlon Johnson will see if he can electrify/stymie the crowd. There's wonderment if he's going to go left, right, or forward. Playing use. Takes it on a little short hop. And it looks like he's going to, as Marlon Johnson catches it, his knee hits the ground, signifying a downed ball. So change of possession. Tigers start their own 28-yard line. With that, we'll hear a quick word from one of our sponsors.
Kenneth Beck McClendon told me about this great place to eat, the Caboose Restaurant and Lounge in Independence. It's a place for great charbroil steaks. They are great. Seafood, too. The Caboose also has banquet facilities and rooms for parties. Plus, it's a place to meet old friends and make new ones. That's the Caboose Steak and Seafood Restaurant in Independence.
Thank you, Linda. 4:06. The Tigers get the ball once again. See what Luke Suarez and company. They're going to give it to the first man through. Looks like Pigno. He comes forward, gets tripped up. Excuse me, that's Frank Galaforo on the field, on the carry. Picks up about 6 yards, 2nd down and 4 to go. I think what you'll see here is Coach Baggs will maybe give Joe Harris a little bit of a rest. No sense in piling up numbers now. You save him for later down the road. A lot of other Tigers will get the carry in this half. See some new numbers. On this one, Derek Watson is in on the play. Excuse me, Suarez out, Watson in. And he's knocked down, and we have another player down for Clinton. Clinton really getting beaten, battered tonight. Independence continues its onslaught in the second half. Clinton has the 3 possessions. They have but a -8 yards. Independence defense doing it. The offense is doing it well. Big Joe Brown, Joe Harris. Special teams contributing. And so far on the 2 possessions, Independence has a total of 72 yards in its 2 possessions of this half. And you're looking at the third one. It's been started up. It's now facing a 3rd down and 7 after that loss of about 3 yards by Watson. 3:13 left in the third quarter. And we're hoping the young man, we don't have a number on him, so. And they're helping him off the field. Again, it looks like number 53, Kentrell Keller. He's been on and off the field a couple of times, so don't know if it'll be over for him yet. He's a pretty stern fella, pretty tough guy.
Kentrell Keller, the injured Eagles on the play.
So the clock gets back going. It can't move quick enough for us because we want to go ahead and get out of this cold weather. I know I do. Lee, his ears are kind of warm with the things. And back to pass. Out of the reach of young Carter. Excuse me, Ray Collins. Watson kind of surprising. He doesn't do all the passing as much as Suarez does, but he drops back. And the young freshman unloads it, but out of reach. 4th down, you'll see Robbie Powell back in the punt. So actually, I think as Coach Baglio said before the game, and as Coach Varner also admitted, his team played a little bit over their heads. He said we caught him in a little lull. The Independence Tigers weren't really looking at that as a good game, and that ball is going to be shanked. Trying to avoid the rush. A strong push from the right side. Robbie Powell, he tries to get it away, and he's going to result in maybe a 15 to 20 yard punt. But that's okay, because the Independence defense, the way they're playing tonight, this may be where Clinton ends up. So far they managed to stay in the red, and they're minus 8 yards in 3 possessions. But there's a little pride thing going on. You want to keep the goose egg on the scoreboard. Start your playoff drive out the right way. Looks like a little bit of confusion in the offensive setup. Got to let the right hand know what the left hand's doing here, and the Eagles do, and they give it right back up the middle. Corey Bradford. He goes right up the middle. Excuse me, that's Derek Lands on the play. Derek Lands, L-A-N-N-S. He goes up the middle, picked up about 2 yards. That's got the Clinton offensive attack a little bit closer to 0. They're now at -6 for the second half. Overall, they have yet to even get to 100 yards. So it looked like a little movement in the line, but it wasn't. The pass, incomplete. Joe Brown unloaded on Gary Brown from the backside. But there's a flag down on about the 35-yard line. Side judge throws his hanky. They'll talk about it and let us know in a second. An illegal man, an eligible man downfield, actually. It's going to cost them a down. Back up the Clinton Eagles a little bit more. As you see, the Independence Tiger faithful cheering their team on to victory. See a lot of shuffling in and out of personnel on the defense side of the football, trying to get some guys some playing time. Guys have worked hard all year long to get to the playoffs. It's nice to get them some playing time in these playoffs. Because as you win here, the road does nothing but get a little bit harder for you in each step of the way. Allows you also to rest some of your regulars. Back to pass goes Brown. He drills one over the intended receiver, Corey Bradford. That stops the clock right at 2 minutes left in the third quarter. After the 21-0 halftime lead, Joe Brown makes his second TD catch of the evening, and that brings us to where we stand now, 28-0. 4th down and 8. Brown brings his troops to the line of scrimmage, and he's going to go back to pass. You'll see a lot of that. And the play made there, Marlon Johnson. The catch by Jeffrey Davis, number 3. Johnson quick to come up from his safety spot. Makes the tackle. And the ball goes over on downs to the Independence Tigers. And we'll hear a word from one of our sponsors.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by the Caboose, Paul's Pharmacy, Cassandra Butler Attorney, Pete's Pharmacy, D&M Auto Sales in Velma, Representative Buster Gazzardo, Amy Chiropractic Center, Dr. Ned Martello, Smitty's and Big Four Auto Parts, Alesti's, Custom Tees and Sweats, and Robert's Hair Design in Hammond.
The give goes up the middle. Looks like they're going to keep Joe Harris in just a bit longer. Maybe just to establish a couple of... Could keep a couple of drives going.
Second down and 7.
Got a minute 27 left. And for all intents and purposes, this very well, it could be a minute 27 left in the fourth quarter, because I don't think the outcome's going to be decided anytime soon. It's already over, and this is another one that's over. Joe Harris gets the inside handoff, and he's going downfield, but that one's going to come back. Look like in an effort to spring him even more for the touchdown run, the apparent touchdown run, Ray Collins may have clipped on the play at the 30-yard line. That's where the hanky sits. Looked like he may have started from the front side, worked his way around to the back side. So they're going to maybe call this one back from the point of the infraction, but that still may give him the first down. Joe Harris showing you why he's in it. No reason. There's no fluke that he was the state's leading rusher. He did a good job getting that one, and that looked like it's going to be a first down regardless. So it negates the touchdown. Nullifies a big gain that would have maybe put Joe Harris over 200 yards. But they still get the first down. So they lost the big war, but they won a small battle, got the first down, moved the sticks. They're into Clinton territory once again. Derek Watson at the controls. They come back the other way with a similar play. Not sure if that's Frank Galafora or Trey Pigno on the carry. We'll watch them as they unpile. It was neither. It was 33, Reginald Toefield. So now our roster will get it going over as we see new players coming in and out. We're under a minute. We're at 40 seconds and counting of the third quarter. Joining us in the booth is Ken Benitez. He's all bundled up. I don't know why he even came out on a night like this. After the 2nd and 9, they go to the right side this time. This time it's Darren Brister, number 24. And that's going to be probably the last play of the third quarter. Independence holding its 28-0 lead. And we're going to hear a couple of words from our sponsors as we switch the sides.
Well, tonight it feels like Christmas because it's so cold. So we'd like to tell you about the Independence Christmas Parade. The date for the Independence Christmas Parade is December the 10th at 6 p.m. The lineup will be at 5:30 at Mater Della Rosa Church in the parking lot. Call City Hall at 878-4145 to line up. That's the Independence Christmas Parade, December 10th, 6 p.m. Line up at 5:30 Mater Della Rosa Church and call 878-4145. I'd like to remind you that this game is being brought to you by Custom Tees and Sweats in Hammond, and Paul's Pharmacy in Independence, Cassandra Butler, attorney at law.
So we enter our final quarter of play. No mystery to this one. Independence has dominated throughout. They hold a 28-0 lead. And they've dominated every single aspect of this game. Other than a brief venture into Tiger territory, Clinton at the end of the first half, when Clinton had a 1st and goal on about the 7-yard line, but they were denied any points. On the 4th and 8, they were snuffed. So you see Independence again. Here we go. The quick pitch goes outside. Joe Harris, he's going to turn it right back up into traffic. On the 3rd and 9 play, he picks up about 14 yards, moves the sticks, keeps the clock running, and adds to his totals, which he's nearing the 2,000-yard mark for the season. He had 1,800, I think it was 1,844 coming in. He had 127 at half. He has 13 on that one. Not counting a couple of other nice gallops that he's had in this half. So he should be over the 2,000-yard mark for the season. Tofield gets the carry again. He tries the right side, picks up about 4 yards.
Picks up 3 yards on the play, 2nd down.
So we look down the road a little bit, and we'll see. We heard earlier that A-Meat was winning. Hannon is a very good team out of New Orleans, but not so sure that they can beat A-Meat. Watson runs it. Pitch to Harris. Harris is going to get to the corner, and he might go all the way 21. Break. Collins is getting a couple of good blocks downfield, but not before Joe Harris goes inside the 10-yard line. Set up a 1st and goal opportunity for the Tigers. They're going to go up 35-0 here. If I were a bet man, I'd bet they would. So Harris may be going over the 200-yard mark for about, I think, officially we know he's got at least 3 200-yard outings this season. This would be at least number 4. They had 3 of them listed amongst the state's top rushing yardage, and it doesn't go as low as just 200, so there's a possibility he may have gained 200 in a couple other contests, but not made the cutoff mark of about 225. And with that, Watson's going to try and get himself to the outside, and he does, and he scores, and it's a touchdown. Young Derek Watson on a 1st and 3. He goes over and increases his touchdown tally on the season. And Independence increases its lead 34-0. We've just been handed by my Cracker Jack stat guy, Scott Grimion, from the Advocate newspaper out of Baton Rouge. After 3 quarters, Joe Harris has 19 carries for 157 yards. That's before he just galloped around there for about 25 yards on that play. Leitner is going to tee it up, see if he can get the point after. Make it a successful 5-for-5 night for him. He does. So it's 35-0. 10:37 left in the contest.
Thank you, Mickey. 4th quarter action being brought to you by Pete's Pharmacy of Independence. They're happy to be a sponsor for this game. Pete Sr. and Pete Jr., both registered pharmacists at Pete Value Right Pharmacy. They're on duty to give you personalized service and offer computerized prescription service to all their customers. Pete's Pharmacy is located at 101 West Railroad Avenue in Independence. Their phone number there is 878-6321. Dr. Ned Martello of the A-Meat Chiropractic Center at 101 South Bay in A-Meat is the only full-time chiropractic physician available every day to folks in the North Tangi area, located just east of the City Hall in A-Meat. Dr. Martello can be reached by phone at 748-8877. Compliments of Cassandra Butler, attorney at law with offices located on Highway 40 West in Independence. Her phone number 878-4881. Miss Butler says good luck, Tigers, and everything. And back to Mickey.
Back to live action. Again, the squib kick action. East Brown gets the ball. He comes forward. They get to get the ball about the 40-yard line. So to continue our thought before we went to the touchdown and to our sponsors, Joe Harris has over 2,000 yards for the year. I think he joins Mike Tofield of Indy Tiger lore as another 2,000-yard rusher from, I guess, about 5-6 years ago. Mike Tofield set the state on fire this year. Joe Harris. At this point in the game, I think I know Harris has gone over 200 yards again. As we said, entering the 4th quarter, he was 21 for 205. So another big night for Joe Harris. He had a kind of inconspicuous 175 in the last game. This time he showed up big, and this way he goes right through the middle. Jeffrey Davis scatters through. Most importantly, he keeps the clock running. 10:20 left. We're going to try and wind it down and try and fill some of the space time. But Joe Harris, it'll be interesting to see how Harris does in the collegiate ranks. They haven't really talked about to the coach Baggs too much about who may have been talking to him, if he's being recruited. Of course, you know he's being recruited. Just don't know by how many or how big a school. Getting the first down on a 2nd down and 1 are the Eagles. They fall forward into Tiger territory for, I think, the second time tonight. That's Stanley Barnes, number 29. Gets on the Tiger turf and gets the first down. But by and far, I think Joe Harris has been my MVP performer for not only the district, but I'd say the parish and quite possibly for the state. We'll see after that. Fumble on the snap. So just as soon as Clinton gets into Tiger territory, they can't stand prosperity. They go ahead and fumble the football. So again, the Tiger defense showing real strong. They've got their shutout. They've got a couple of turnovers. They're doing a job in all aspects of the football game, dominating with a 35-0 lead. We'll hear a word from our sponsors.
Tonight's game is compliments of Paul's Pharmacy, Paul Thurin, owner, located at 208 West Railroad Avenue in Independence. Paul's motto is, we care about you and your health. At Paul's Pharmacy, they offer patient counseling and computerized prescription profile for each and every person. Call 878-4401 or 878-2826 for personal service at Paul's Pharmacy.
First place, Suarez gives off to Joe Harris, who at the end of 3 quarters had the O.J. Simpson number of 2,003 yards, and he keeps adding to that. Looks like on that carry, they may go ahead and take Harris out. Don't know if I'd risk it anymore, having him back there carrying the ball. The game's well out of hand. Go ahead and take the rest of the night off, my man. Joe Harris. Looks like he's coming off a little bit gingerly on that foot. I think I'd definitely keep him out of the game for the rest of the evening. He's been replaced in the backfield by Tofield. There's the ball. It's on the pull. The Eagles get the ball right back. So a bobbled exchange between Frank Galafora and Luke Suarez. Suarez looks like he should have pulled that ball a second sooner. Because if he'd have got the pull, he would have had Tofield out on the end. The defensive end was pinching down that situation. He could have had a pretty good gain. Instead, they get the turnover. The Eagles set up shop at the 48-yard line of the Tigers. Definitely their best starting point of the evening. A little bit too little, too late. Brown goes around right side. Gets it back to Jeffrey Davis. Davis picks up about 2 yards. Looks like he's knocked down there by Brian Capadonna. And there's our boy, Big Joe Brown. Also in on the stop, stringing it along. A real good defensive front for the Independence Tigers. Really hope we get to see them later on down the line, like possibly the Superdome type of thing, because personally I know I'm not going to be around for the next 2 weeks. And it'd be nice to come back 3-4 weeks from now and catch the real big games. That play comes back to the left side. Yeah, it's about an equal pickup, about 3 yards. They have a total of 5 yards on the first 2 downs. It's 3rd down and 5. 7:35 left in the game. This one not too much in doubt since about the 2nd quarter when it was 21-0. We'll run down the scoring for you. In the 1st quarter, Independence struck for 2 touchdowns. Joe Harris started things with a 47-yard touchdown run. Danny Leitner came on with the point after attempt. 7-0 with 8:40 left in the contest. We'll get to this play, a little reverse action. Jeffrey Davis gets the ball. He comes forward and he picks up the 1st down. Pretty creative looking play. Gary Brown does a little pivot action. Gets a wow out the crowd. And he also gets the 1st down for his team. So let's move the sticks a little bit, and we'll continue the scoring rundown at the 3:28 mark of the 1st quarter. Independence struck for its 2nd score. Darren Brister blocked the punt in the end zone, and Anthony Hurst fell upon it to give them the 14-0 lead. In the 2nd quarter, 1:56 left to half, Joe Brown struck. But first, we're going to try and get the pitch to the right. Stanley Barnes goes forward, picks up about 5 yards. Looks like the defense is playing on its heels a little bit this late in the contest, and Clinton, with nothing left to lose, just going all out, picking up some decent yardage. But as we said, too little too late. So Joe Brown caught the first of 2 touchdown receptions, 48-yard touchdown pass from Suarez. A Leitner PAT made it 21-0. That closed the first half scoring. Joe Brown came back with a 42-yard touchdown run in the third quarter. And there's our boy Joe Brown making a big stop. Our MVP of the game, Joe Brown, with another stop on the defensive side of the ball. That brings the clock to 6 minutes. And after the 28-0 score in the fourth quarter, 10:37 left, Derek Watson went over from 3 yards out. There's a quick pitch. Looks like it's to number 33, Idris Brown. So Brown picks up the first down. And that's some of the best runs that Clinton's had all evening. So Leitner's been successful on all 5-point after attempts, and after the Watson 3-yard run, he made it 35-0, 10:37 left in the contest, and that was right exactly 5 minutes ago. We've got 5:37 left in the contest now. And they're pitching right, pitching left. Here comes Davis. Jeffrey Davis is not getting too far on that one. I think the Tigers kind of want to preserve their shutout. Right now, the biggest enemy for that is the clock. If they can maybe stop him up here, it's a loss of about a half a yard, maybe look like a yard and a half, actually. So-called second down long, 11. Clinton spreading out somewhat. They're going to come back this way with the pitch, and it's a bad pitch. And it's picked off. Picked up, and there goes Tofield. Reginald Tofield. Almost tripped up at the 30. He picks up the fumble, and Independence shows that they've scored in all 3 aspects of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. This time, Reginald Tofield picks up the bad pitch, and he rambles for about a 65, 66-yard touchdown run. That increases the Independence lead to 41-0. 4:38 left in the contest. And as we speak, we tell them it's over with. The Independence coaches come running out of the locker room, out of their coaching boxes. And I see the fat lady warming up on the sidelines. She's been warming up since about the second quarter. So let's see if Leitner can go 6 for 6 on his PATs. Make himself perfect on the evening. And he can't do it. It's going to be blocked, but there's a flag on the play. It looks like the block was by number 51, Darrell Kane. The flag on the plane, the flag on the play after Darrell Kane made the block. Looks like a little bit of tempers are flaring. And Tiger comes up limping as Robbie Powell. So the PAT attempt is no good. That leaves Independence with a 41-point lead, 41-0. And we'll hear a word from our sponsors.
Need wheels? DMN Auto Sales, located in Velma between Independence and Amite on Highway 51, has the best selection of good, clean, used cars in these parts. If you need a reliable transportation at reasonable prices, come to Velma to see David or Mark at D&M Auto Sales or call them at 878-6815. And the place to eat in Independence? The Caboose Restaurant. Lounge in Independence is a place for great food. Charbroiled steaks? They are good, so says Kim Benitez. They also have seafood. Caboose also. I'll get through this. The Caboose also has beverage facilities and room for private parties. because it's a place to meet new friends and visit with your old friends. You'll love the atmosphere at the Caboose on Highway 51, located in downtown beautiful Independence. That's the Caboose Restaurant and Lounge.
So we got a lot of happy campers on the Independence side of the street. And on the Clinton side, they're lining up, filing out, and they'll start their basketball season this week. So change of season brings a change of game. And the change of 2 weeks ago has offered us a totally different game, from an 18-13 deficit or win by Independence, which they struggled. Probably the worst game that they played this season. In the words of Coach Baglio, there was probably they were not up at all for that contest, but they still managed to win, and good teams need to do that. Now I guess you're seeing the true Independence Tigers flexing their muscles against their previous foe, the Clinton Eagles. Clinton's been in the playoffs the past 5 years, so they continue a string of impressive seasons where they have been playoff caliber, but they fail for the second year in a row to get past the first round. They lost to Franklinton last year, first round. And this year they lose to the top-ranked Independence Tigers. So we're going to tee it up. Big Danny Leitner. Leitner's a big man, 6 foot, 223-pound sophomore. So I think on that play we had maybe some unsportsmanlike conduct. As the tempers flared. It's going to result in a 10-yard penalty.
15 yards. We have no explanation.
A 15-yard penalty. Excuse me. So they're going to back it up. Leitner try probably to squib kick it once again. We've got 4:38 left. See if we can't fill some of the time. Leitner goes ahead and lights it up. It looks like the receiver put his knee down just as he got the ball, which he did. Number 3, Jeffrey Davis. Fielded the ball, put his knee down. And as a result, they'll take over at the 33-yard line. So now it's substitution time for the Independence Tigers, and hopes that they can also preserve their 41-0, get the defensive shutout, accomplish another one of their goals. The defensive team has a set list of goals they want to accomplish. I think they've got them, other than that last drive, they were working on a minus yardage for the second half. But the ultimate goal is the W, and they got it the big way tonight. To give over the right side. Taken down there by number 75. And we don't have a 75 on our roster. We'll see if we can't. I'd like to identify the young men who haven't maybe got as much publicity as the Joe O'Neills and the Joe Browns and the and the Brian Capodonas and the Chris Thompsons, but need to have your name on the roster, my man. Fumble on the play. Eagles recover their own fumble. Number 10, Corey Bradford, follows on his own fumble. No gain. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. We got 3:53 left in the contest. And I assume we'll probably be back here next week to bring you another game from Independence. We've had them on the air quite often, as you would have the #1 team in the state. You need to play them. They've done a good job. Their fan support, their sponsorships. We appreciate all of the patronage. If you would, please. Big hit. Looked like number 40. Chris Galafora, a freshman in there, getting his first lick in. So we're going to see some new names coming at you over the next 3 minutes and 18 seconds. We got one guy out there, Jason Sparks, number 83. Doesn't look like he has any socks on. My kind of man. The clock continues to run. We're right at 3 minutes. One thing I like about the running game here, it keeps the clock running. Goes to the outside, tries to turn it back in. There's a flag on the play. He sneaks back through. Big run. Looks like, yeah, looked like Stanley Barnes again, number 29, rambling through the right side. But that flag came flying from the back judge. He threw that sucker about 15 yards. It's in the area of the holding, and that's what it's going to be. Holding against the Clinton Eagles. That's going to bring back a pretty good run. And we've got 2:50 left in the contest. They'll tack this off, move the sticks, the yard marker, and start the clock back up. Please, Mr. Ref, start the clock back up. We're trying to get it's kind of cold. Everyone else is kind of, the stands are thinning. No people still left in the cold weather, or fans and blankets. And, of course, the moms and dads of all the fine athletes Independence has on the field. So now Clinton's going to try and take a timeout with 2:30 left in the contest. And we're going to hear another word from our sponsors.
Tonight's ball game has been brought to you by the Caboose, located in Independence, a great restaurant, Paul's Pharmacy, Cassandra Butler, attorney, Peace Pharmacy, D&M Auto Sales in Velma, Representative Buster Gazzardo, Amy Chiropractic Center, Dr. Ned Martello, Smitty's and Big Four Auto Parts, Alessi's, Custom Tees and Sweats, and Robert's Hair Design. And be sure to tell these sponsors thank you next time that you go into their visit, or be sure to visit these businesses. Also remember the Independence Christmas Parade is December 10th at 6 p.m. The lineup is at 5:30 at Mater Della Rosa Church parking lot. You can call City Hall for 878-4145 for more information. That's the Independence Christmas Parade, December 10th.
Very interesting play while we listen to our sponsors. Looked like a flag on a play. They tried to get the punt blocked. Ran into the punter. And then it looked like we had a muffed punt. And the ball was still being dribbled around before the whistles came out, and they blew the whistles on them. So not sure exactly what the call is going to be here. I know we do have a roughing the kicker. Our official numbers from the home office in Scott Grimion of the Morning Advocate. Joe Harris, 22 carries, 210 yards. Puts him well over 2,000 for the season. A good feather in your cap for young Joe Harris, the offensive line, and the wide receivers and such who do such a fine job of downfield blocking for Joe Harris. So hats off to all you guys. 41-0, 2:19 left. They get the automatic first down with the roughing penalty. And Clinton will see if they can't wipe the goose egg off the scoreboard. They're not going to do it on that play. They're going to pick up about 6-7 yards, however.
20, Raymond Jackson.
Number 20, Raymond Jackson.
63, Ryan
comes in with the tackle. Also number 63, Ryan Guidry. He's a young 5'7", 150-pound sophomore getting his nose dirty. So we got some new guys on the field, which is nice to see. They're going to come back left, right, left, right. Here we go. Going back right again. They get right back to the line of scrimmage. That's Idris Brown once again. And we're down to about 1:30 left in the contest. And it's been our pleasure to bring it to you. We also have another game on the tube. We're bringing you the A-Meet Hannon game also. Benny Latino and Todd Rossnagel probably coming from Ellie Wallace was with me, so that means Butch Lee's probably an A-Meet. Maybe their game's a little bit closer. It was 7-2 at one stage. Here we go. We'll give up the middle. Looks like Davis, Jeffrey Davis, going up the middle. And we're down to a minute to play. So I think we're going to give these. We're going to broadcast these back for you tonight, Friday night. We're going to replay them late Friday night. And then come back again Saturday and Sunday with some doubleheader high school football action for you. There's another burst up the middle. for the Eagles, who were grounded tonight by a hard-hitting Indy defense. So I guess when the final numbers come out, the fourth quarter yardage being tacked on here is not going to look, it's going to kind of tarnish the defensive effort that the Tigers have displayed tonight. But nonetheless, when you shut out a team, a playoff caliber team, that should be enough said. So Ellie Wallace just told us that we're going to replay these Sunday at 6:30. So if you're watching Friday night and if you're watching on Saturday, we're going to come back at you again Sunday at 6:30. You have another opportunity to watch the 41-0 shutout that the Indy Tigers have pitched at the Clinton Eagles. So next week, we will see either the Lutcher Bulldogs or the St. Charles Comets will be here in front of what we expect to be another packed house in Independence and a packed house around the viewing audience on Cable 17. This will be the last play of the game, maybe not. Officials have a little say-so on this. We are down to 11 seconds. And I think this 11 seconds can't come bad enough. My voice is about to leave me. It's been cracking all night. But as long as Linda and Ellie don't leave me, we'll be okay. 11.8 left on the clock. Excuse me. I got to go another extra 0.8 seconds for you guys, and I'll be doggone glad to do it, too. To give up the middle. Little stick there. Big number 73 coming from the backside to get there. That was Charles Notoriano. And a big stick up the middle. Looked like number 40, Chris Galliford, on the tackle. So for Ellie Wallace and Linda DePaula, this is Mickey Trish. We're giving you the Independence Tigers' first step to, hopefully, a championship season with a 41-0 win over the Clinton Eagles.